Good morning. Function report continuing. We're on number 7. There's 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We already did 12 because it was a big one that I wanted to hit first. 7 is, do you care for anyone else, such as a wife, husband, children, grandchildren, parents, or friends? A lot of times if people have children under the age of 18, they say yes. I think this one is more warrants a bit of an explanation. Presumably a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 14-year-old doesn't really need to have hands-on help getting dressed like a little kid would. So if you have a kindergartner or a preschooler, so if it's more of moral support and just being a loving family member, I don't think saying, yes, I take care of them is really a helpful response, because I think what the question is getting at is what you're doing from a duties, tasks standpoint, the kind that would be reflective of abilities then should you be in a workplace. So we want to focus on, the bottom line of what a function report is getting to. So if you want to say, yes, I give them moral support, but no, I don't physically care for them, that clarifies. A lot of the time, I'd say the majority of the time, kids, once they're, I don't know, it depends on the kid, maturity and all that, but sometimes like 10, 9, 11, they're actually helping their disabled parent quite a bit. So really the helper is the child helping the parent who's come across these medical problems. So that's worth mentioning too, if your child is actually helping you. So even though the question doesn't ask if the child helps you right there, you could say, and again, this is where, more explanation is better than none. With the whole theory about less is more, I know a lot of people get the impression that they shouldn't say too much. And again, if it's going to be damaging, you don't want to, but if you know what you're responding to, less is not better. I think they confuse it with criminal law, where we tell everybody to zip it, plead the fifth, if you will, because anything can be used against you, blah, blah, blah. This is a little different. So that's number 7. Number 8, do you take care of pets or other animals? This is often a yes, and understandably so, because if you put cat food in the cat bowl, that's technically caring for them. So you can mention that. If you take the responsibility of ensuring that your dog gets to go outside to go to the bathroom, if you just open the door and let him out because you have a fenced in yard, or you have a dog that's not going to go far, and it's a trusted relationship, I would clarify that when you take care of his bathroom needs, you're literally just opening the door. You don't want to give the false impression that you're giving him the mile walk that he might otherwise need. So again, hone in on what they need to know that you're not engaging in vibrant activities for your at-home things that you really wouldn't have to. That's really important, because all these things, again, can be looked at in terms of what that ability to do that particular act means in a work environment. Here we go. Sorry. And it begins. Okay, so that's what I would say about pets, other animals. And then it says, number 9, does anyone help you care for other people or animals? If your family members or visiting friends that do it, kind of regularly, if they are doing a lot of the animal caretaking, say most of the time that the cat is fed by my husband or my son or whatever, but if you occasionally do it, you occasionally do it. But if someone else is a big participant, you really want to make that known, because number 1, if you're the only one taking the animal, it shows that you're able to keep to a schedule, you're able to be reliable, you're able to push through whatever discomfort you might be feeling, and that kind of goes towards how unsevere those symptoms may be. So if someone is helping you, you need to make that known so that it's not represented that you're Wonder Woman doing it all, and that help is indeed needed. Because if you need help with the things at home that are kind of on the easy side, imagine what it would be like if you were in an 8-hour competitive work environment. Number 10, what were you able to do before your injuries, illnesses, conditions that you can't do now? This is kind of big. A lot of people just say, I was able to work full time. A lot of times they will talk about big things they used to be able to do that they can't do now. Believe it or not, that's not very helpful, because saying that I can no longer climb Mount Everest doesn't in any way represent a disabled person, because most people don't climb Mount Everest. That's like a very high-end thing to do. So while it's not that you can't mention that kind of stuff, there's no sympathy points we gain here by having been a very active person and now that quality of life is taken away from us. That is not, there's no points, zero. So really, I think what we want to emphasize is the normal things, that the easiest of normal things that everyone can do or should be able to do, but you can't, because you're trying to set yourself apart from everybody else. Saying you can't climb Mount Everest anymore is not really setting you apart from your average working Joe, because he can't either, and he's not disabled. So focus on the things that are basic. First and foremost, it's not that you can't add those fun and exciting things, but they are not going to get you points. And in fact, if anything, they point to the possibility that you think you're disabled because you're not Wonder Woman anymore. And guess what? That's not what disabled is. Most people are not Wonder Woman. So you're not trying to prove that you're not Wonder Woman. You're trying to prove that you're not even a basic capacity person at this point. So we want to talk about basics, in my opinion. 11, and it could be, by the way, recreational. Like, I can't read books more than 15 minutes at a time because it hurts my neck, or my concentration fizzes out. It could be, going for a reasonable length walk. I can't do that anymore. I can't do more than a very short walk if you're still walking in terms of for leisure. A lot of times people are constrained to only walking from point A to point B to conserve the energy, to keep down the baseline of pain. So when I say basics, I mean really look at basics, okay? And number 11, do the illnesses, injuries, or conditions affect your sleep? I would say, I don't know the last time I saw someone who indicated their sleep is not affected, whether it's because of anxiety, worry, or pain keeping them awake or waking up in the middle of the night. They wake up unrested, fatigued the next day, sore body parts, I mean, the healthy of us have these issues, I dare say. So I really think those that are struggling with deeper medical issues invariably have issues. So you're going to want to make sure to explain them. The next one is number 12. We already answered this one in a full video on its own because it warranted it. So I'm going to hold this here, keep it short. We'll go on to the other ones in a different video. But so now we have through number 12 and we have 20A all completed in the videos. So feel free to check those out. Again, I went for the biggest first, and they are standalones because they took a little bit more description. Okay, so good luck with it. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me, joydisability.com. Thanks for clicking and learning. Bye-bye now.